Shin, I am going to get married.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're going to be moving to the house tomorrow.
Yeah. Shin, I have one last request to ask of you. Is that okay?
You can say anything. If there's anything I can do, I'll do it.
Well then, can you squeeze me? Please?
Sure, if you're okay with it.
So this is your warmth, and this is your smell.
There was a mountain of things I wanted to say, but I couldn't say anything. That's why all I could do for her was to hug her as tight as I could. When I opened my eyes, a familiar ceiling was in front of me. It was just a dream. My name is Shinjiro Kuwana. I'm a 28-year-old salaryman working at a startup company called Huddler. In actuality, I was meant to take after the company that my father owns called Kuwana Industries. Under the pretext of training, I left the countryside and moved into the city. Of course, my father was extremely against it, but I ignored him and I forcefully made it happen. The reason was because I hated my father. That's right, I hated everything about my father. That's why, of course, I had absolutely no intention of taking after his company. More than anything, there was one more reason why I did that. And that has to do with Karen, who was just in my dream. Karen is my stepsister who was 4 years younger than me, that I gained when my father remarried. We met when she was 14 years old, and from that day we grew up like siblings. To me, she was such a cute sister, and I could look at her all day and be happy. However, between you and me, the truth was that the more time I spent with her, the more I could tell that conflicting feelings were growing in me. And Karen actually got married a few years ago. Her partner was the heir to the major company, Leo Technologies, that was a partner to my father's company. When the CEO of that company was looking for a wife for his son, my father introduced Karen. When that CEO and his son saw the photo of Karen, they liked her, and it wasn't long before the marriage was decided. However, I knew that this was an arranged political marriage that my father forcefully moved along. And I also knew that Karen forced herself to accept the marriage. And I could only imagine that she did it for the family, but also for me, who was supposed to take after the family business. To this day, my heart was still stuck on Karen. That day was my day off, and I was relaxing on my living room couch. I never have anything to do on my days off. Well then, what shall I do? Another door-to-door salesman? In that case, I guess I could listen to him to kill my boredom, then I'll somehow decline. I walked over to the intercom and looked at the screen. What? Is this real? I panicked and opened the door. Karen? It really was you.
Long time no see, Shin.
I hadn't heard anyone call me Sheen in a long time. There was no mistake that it was my stepsister standing in front of me. Anyway, come in for now. I'm sure you have a lot to talk about. I invited Karen into my place.
Excuse me.
She really hasn't changed at all. In an instant, a feeling of nostalgia and happiness started brewing inside me. But something must have happened for her to show up in my place like this. I could tell it straight away by how flustered Karen seemed. I'm amazed you found this place.
Yeah, but that's because you sent me a letter that you left at the family house and moved here, didn't you? I relied on the address on that letter and headed here.
I see. So, what on earth happened?
Actually...
The words that came out of Karen's mouth next were shocking. The heir that Karen married was apparently quite the womanizer, and not long after they got married, he was going out having affairs with multiple women. And because of that, she wasn't able to tolerate all of the fighting anymore, and their relationship completely fell apart. And then, the heir's mom, her mother-in-law, blamed Karen, that the reason her son was cheating on her is because Karen wasn't doing enough for her husband, and she started bullying Karen daily. Karen had finally reached her limit, so she signed the divorce papers and left him on the table and ran away from the house. I can't believe that happened. I drank my cup of coffee dry that was sitting on the table. That stupid heir. How dare he get my cute Karen and go off and have affairs? I'll never forgive him. And not only that, but instead of taking her side, that mother-in-law would just have her stupid son's back and instead was bullying Karen. Ugh, I'm seriously getting irritated. I swear that I'm going to pay them back for putting Karen through all of that.
So, I actually have a favor to ask you. It's okay to just be until I find a job, but I want you to let me stay here. Is that okay?
Of course it's okay. You can stay as long as you want. I want you to think of this house as your house from today, and use it as you like.
Thank you, Shin. I love you.
Sure. This was all happening so fast that the voices in my heart were drowning. So this is Karen's touch. It's so soft. And she also smells so good. I can't take it. Not only that, but to hear Sheen, I love you for the first time in years. Those are killer words, Karen. When you say it so directly, this Sheen, am going to explode.
Shin?
Oh, nothing. No, my true feelings are about to spill out. Pull it together, me.
Shin, about this. Can you not tell our family, especially my stepdad?
Of course I won't say anything, don't worry. I actually got into a fight with my dad, and ever since I ran away from that house, I haven't spoken to them, so it's fine. And so, like this, my new life of living with my stepsister began. Next morning was different from the usual. What is this? Why is there something soft in my arm? When I opened my eyes, Karen's face was right there. Whoa! Why is Karen inside of my bed?
Oh, good morning, Shin.
Yeah, good morning. I mean, no, why are you in my bed?
Because I wanted to sleep with you, so I made my way in. You know, because we used to sleep together a lot when we were kids.
That's true. Back in the day, Karen used to crawl into my bed a lot. She would say that she had a nightmare, or she was scared of the sound of thunder and couldn't sleep. But every time that happened, I, in turn, could never sleep at all.
I was really happy that I could sleep next to you for the first time in years. Your back is so big and warm, and that's why I fell asleep hugging your back so tightly.
What did you say? Whoa, my stepsister has her guard down completely with me. But more importantly, why was I fast asleep as the best part? Why was I fast asleep at the best part? But Karen is already a grown adult woman, so that's definitely crossing the line. If you do that to me, your brother's gonna turn into a wolf.
What's the matter, Shin? Wait, did you not want to sleep with me? Did I bother you?
Karen suddenly looked like she was about to cry. Now if she makes that face, I truly don't know what to do with myself. Oh, no. I never once thought I didn't want to or that it was a bother at all. It's just that from next time I want you to tell me beforehand, you know? I mean, because I also want to be mentally prepared.
I understand. Next time I'll tell you before, Shin.
Yeah, please do that. If not, things would be seriously dangerous in a lot of ways.
Shin, breakfast is ready.
I'll be right there. When I walked into the kitchen, a feast was waiting for me. Wow, when was the last time I had a breakfast with hot steam coming out of it? Well, this looks delicious.
Have it before it gets cold.
Thank you. Yeah, delicious.
I'm glad.
You were always good at cooking, weren't you, Karen?
I did my best to hear you say that it's delicious, so I'm really happy to hear you compliment.
How can Karen be so cute? I can feel my heart growing warmer.
Here, Shin, say,
What?
I always wanted to try doing that to you once, but do you hate it?
Karen's face quickly turned sad. Whoa, please don't cry, my sweet stepsister. No, I don't hate it at all.
I'm glad. Well then, let's start over.
Whoa! This situation is way too happy first thing in the morning. I never could have dreamt that I would have Karen feeding me in this lifetime. This is bad. My heart is beating faster and faster. If my heart explodes like this, I don't have a single regret in my life.
What's the matter, Shin? Why are you slapping your cheeks like that so much?
Oh, nothing. I guess this was my way of getting ready for work. In reality, it was because I wanted to hide my cheek that were getting red. I definitely can't go to work looking like this. After that, I got dressed and headed to the front door. There, Karen came running over the quick steps.
Shin, here, a lunchbox.
Wow, you even made me a lunchbox. You didn't have to.
You're letting me stay here. This is a given.
Thank you. Well then, I'll get going now.
Have a good day at work. Come home soon.
It almost feels like we're a newlywed couple. No, I can't be thinking things like this. Now I'm getting embarrassed. Alright, starting today, I'm definitely going to leave work on time. When it was time for my lunch break, I took out the lunchbox that Karen made me and opened it. The moment I opened the lid to the lunchbox, I froze. Overall, it was very cute, and it was a really delicious looking lunchbox. But the problem was the part with the rice. In large letters, she had written, "I love you," and that's definitely not good. That was dangerous. I'm so glad that I have the title of vice president in the company, otherwise a lot of people would have seen it. And that being said, I could feel Karen's love and it made me really happy. At the same time, it almost felt like a waste to eat it now. No, this is the lunchbox, so of course I should be eating it. To eat or not to eat? That is the question.
Well, this is such a passionate, loving wife lunchbox, isn't it?
Crap, Raina. Miss President. Standing there was the president of Huddler, who was also my classmate from college. Raina Hidia. Since when were you standing there?
Just now, I knocked, but I didn't get a response, so I just came in. But then I saw you sitting there playing the role of Hamlet, and I was curious, so I came closer.
What the hell? I was so caught up in Karen's lunchbox that I didn't notice at all.
So since when did you get yourself a wife?
That's not what this is. This is... Oh, that's right, I got it from a fan. This is stupid to say to myself, but I am way too bad at lying. Where on earth would there be a fan of me anyway?
Is that so? Well, I have heard that there are quite a few fans of yours in this company, so I guess it must be one of them.
Well, yeah, that's about it. What? Is she really going to believe such an obvious lie? But also, are there seriously fans of mine in the company? I had no idea about this.
Anyway, let's put that aside for now. I got an interim report on that project. Looks like it's going steadily. At this rate, it's probably going to be done earlier than expected.
But are you really sure you're okay with this? That the target this time is... For better or for worse, this was something I decided myself, so... Inside of my heart, there was a dark smoke that was tickling me. And lately, that smoke was only getting hotter.
Well, if you decided that far, then there's nothing I can say.
Sorry for making my personal request go through.
Don't apologize. This is nothing. It's what you're asking for, Shinjiro. Nowadays, we may be president and vice president, but personally, we're best friends, and I would go to war for you. That's why you don't need to hesitate.
I feel the same way. You as president and Reina, thanks to you I was able to gain the strength to face this. That's why I'll always be grateful to you.
Is that so? Well then, this time as well, please turn it into food for Huddler, although, most importantly, this won't even be a snack for us.
On this day off from work, I was out at a cafe with Karen.
Wow, this is super big! And the garnish is really cute too.
This is really amazing, in a lot of ways. I can't believe that this is what Karen said she wanted to drink.
Shin, let's drink it together at the same time.
What? At the same time?
That's right. Because this is a drink that's meant to be had together.
You're right.
Come on, Shin, hurry.
Sure. I watched Karen put her mouth on the straw, and I went in for my side of the straw, too. Oh, Karen's cute lips are right in front of my eyes like this. This is basically a kiss, isn't it? Is it right? This counts, doesn't it? Karen, please don't make your brother a criminal.
What's the matter, Shin? Shin, are you okay?
I'm fine. The drink just got into my trachea, that's all.
It's been a long time since I've gone out with you like this, Shin. Back then, we used to have so much fun.
Out of nowhere, Karen was looking off into the distance. I couldn't help but notice that there was a feeling other than nostalgia in those eyes.
We can never go back to those days anymore, can we?
Karen, it's true that we can never go back to that time, but my feelings haven't changed. No matter what happens, I will always protect you, Karen. No matter where or when. I'll always be by your side.
Shin, I knew you haven't changed. You really haven't. No matter what the situation, you always think of me first.
Of course I would, because I'm your big brother.
Brother, huh? Thank you, Shin. I love you more than anyone else in the world, Shin.
There it is. The killer words. If you say it to me with that face, your brother's going to collapse on the spot. 1 month passed since then. Some time had gone by when one particular incident was being broadcast on the news. It was a case of corruption in national businesses, that bribes were being paid in return for favors. It was discovered through whistleblowing, and the people that were arrested in unlawful business were those in the companies Leo Technologies and Kawana Industries. From Leo Technologies was Karen's ex-husband and his father, and from Kuwana was my father. Even though it was internal whistleblowing, I knew it didn't come from somebody within either company. It was simply because that idiot son of Leo Technologies fell for the sweet honey trap that we set up. That being said, that idiot heir did much more for us than we could have imagined. He even easily revealed not only the information about the bribes, but also the locations where they kept that double ledger to raise those funds. Even then, it did mean that my father was also indicted as a result, but I don't have a single regret or guilt over it. If anything, I think it's an obvious punishment. When I think about everything he's done until now, my father would only flatter those in power and in turn would use those in weaker positions and destroy them. He only ever acted in his own favor. And on top of that, simply for his own company, he offered Karen as a tool for his own success. I will never forgive that guy. That was the only thought I had as I led this case. I can leave the rest to the president. For now, my job regarding this is done. At that moment, Karen came over to me and, with a sad look on her face,
I had no idea that our father was doing such a thing. I wonder if my mom is okay.
"You don't need to worry about Mom. I've made sure that I look after her properly."
Thank you, Shin.
Of course, neither Karen nor Karen's mother knew the truth, and I have no intention of telling them either. That's because I want the two of them to live happily without knowing. Especially Karen, who was so pure and innocent. I don't want her to know about the dirty side of human business and dark side of that. It's enough for me to hold on to it myself. Karen, now you can finally be free. Now you can take your time here to find whatever it is that you want to do. Or you can also go to live with your mom too. I have enough assets to be able to look after both of you too.
What I want to do? Shin, I want to be your wife.
What? I froze on the spot. Am I hearing things? Or am I having a delusion?
I always had a crush on you, Shin. You, Shin, who was always thinking of me and always so nice to me. But I knew that you only saw me as a little sister, so I thought that this crush was never going to come true forever. That's why my feelings for you started to get more and more suffocating. And that's why I chose to accept the arranged marriage that my stepdad was forcing on me, in order to give up on my feelings for you.
I didn't know that.
But now that I'm once divorced and saying this all of a sudden, it's probably just going to be troublesome for you. You must hate it. And it's not what you want to hear.
From Karen's beautiful eyes, round tears full of sadness started to fall. When I saw my stepsister like this, it was over for me. My body reacted on its own, and I got up from the sofa. That's not true at all. There's no way I would feel that way. I'm so sorry that I was never able to realize how you felt. I thought it was something that you decided, so I hesitated and didn't do anything about it, and that was my mistake. When you came to say bye to me, I should have just been honest with myself and with you about my feelings. That night, I should have just ran away with you. I love you too, Karen. Of course, not as my stepsister, but as an independent woman. That's why I also want to marry you, Karen.
I'm so happy. This feels like a dream. That you and I feel the same way after all these years.
I feel the same way too, but this isn't a dream.
Well then, show me that this really is reality.
She said as she closed her eyes.
Kiss me, Shin.
Are you sure?
Yeah, if anything, I'll be upset if you don't.
Alright. My heart and my body were shaking, but I was pushed by Karen's words and I got close to her. I can't contain my logic anymore.
I love you, Shin.
We jumped over the wall of being step-siblings and took one step towards an unknown world. From there, the days and months went by and Karen and I got married. And not too long after, a small angel came down upon us. And now, our beautiful family of three has lively days. Rinka, you're so cute again today.
Tata!
For the record, the direct orders from the president, I am currently right in the middle of my paternity leave. That's why I'm helping with the chores and the baby at home. That's my dutiful job right now. Hey now, Rinka, you can't stick your finger in my nose and then pull.
Look at you, Shunjiro. You're being teased by Renka again today. Renka, come to your mommy now. Mama! Mama! Papa! Papa!
What's the matter? Ouch, ouch, this time in my ear?
Looks like she's telling you to come here too, Shinjiro.
I see. Wait a minute. Maybe she's asking for that thing she always likes. With rank in between us, Karen and I stick our cheeks together, and this was the completion of Team Ranka.
She's in a good mood now. Shinjiro, I'm so happy right now. And I hope we live happily just like this forever.
Yes, from now on, I'll be holding back on work and will be making my family my first priority. The president told me to do that too anyway. Having been given this paternity leave, this atmosphere had become an irreplaceable time in my life. And that's why from now on, more than my job, I'm going to keep working hard to make sure my precious family is happy forever.
Wrong! How many times do I have to tell you for you to understand? Why won't you follow my recipes, Shohei Nanami? You of all people should be able to do this when you're a chef that can create perfect dishes. Shut up! It's way more delicious this way. Cooking should be about the flavor. The flavors are everything. Hey, calm down, Shohei. That's rude to the head chef. Calm down. This flashy dish that's only about how it looks? It doesn't even taste good. This isn't real cooking. Shohei, you don't understand anything. If you can't follow my instructions like this anymore, then get out! And don't ever show your face around here ever again! Sure, gladly. I'd be happy to quit a place like this. It's hot. It's way too hot. The blaring sun was making me thirsty as the sweat was dripping down my face and washing away all of my hard work. Damn it. What's the value of cooking anymore? What's a chef like that doing just because he's the head chef? Even if I'm complaining, it doesn't change the situation, and it doesn't fill my stomach either. On top of that, I don't have any more money. This is all I have left? I can't even buy chocolate with this these days. And of course, I managed to drop my bag somewhere that had my wallet and cell phone in it. How unlucky can one be? This is bad. This is bad. How am I supposed to live? I don't know. Wait, no! Crap! 5 cents! That was the last of my assets! If I lose that, then I really don't have a penny to my name! Even if it's only 5 cents, it's still better than nothing! Wait! Please wait! Ugh! Not long after I tried to run after it, my body gave in to my empty stomach and reached its limit. I can't anymore. This is bad. Wait, is this how my life is going to end?
What? Hey, are you okay?
Who is it? Why does it feel warm and soft? With the light of the sun shining down on her, her chestnut-colored hair was glistening. Standing there, surrounded by the rays of sunshine, was almost like an angel?
You're eating so much.
This is so good. What is this curry? How is it so good? It's too good. This ramen too. So good. I could keep eating forever. It wasn't just a simple miso ramen. The soup had depth to it. And the faint smell of garlic invites even more of an appetite. Delicious, delicious, delicious! When someone's this happy about it, that's what makes it worth making. Thank you very much. Man, I'm so full. I'm so happy to be alive. All right. You really ate a lot. How is it? Our food's pretty good, isn't it?
Here, for you. Tea for after your meal.
Oh, thank you very much. I don't know what to say after you've brought me back to life. Oh, this is what they mean by the light at the end of the tunnel.
You're so dramatic. You should always help those in need.
So what happened to you, young man? It's pretty rare to see a man collapse like that these days. About that, a lot happened, and I suddenly got fired, and I'm currently unemployed without any income either. On top of that, I left my bag with my wallet and my cell phone in it somewhere, and all I have left is 5 cents. I don't know what to say, but you're really unlucky, young man.
If you'd like. Here, you can use this as an immediate loan.
What?
You can return it once you've found your wallet.
No! There's no way I can let a young woman that I only just met and don't know do so much for me!
My name is Monica Nabakura. This is my father, Shikihizo Nabakura. And what's your name?
Oh, yes. My name is Shohei Nanami. But
There, now we're finished with our introductions to each other. So now we know each other.
what, are we? Is it that simple? You should just take it, young man. When my daughter gets like this, she can't be stopped. And plus, you can't do anything without money, can you? That's true. The fact is that at this rate, there's nothing I can do. I'm very sorry. I will borrow it. A few weeks later, anytime I come here, it's always so busy. There were people overflowing every table, and you could hear lively voices coming from every direction.
Here, the katsu curry. Thanks for your patience.
Oh, here it is! Here it is! The smell, the volume, I can barely handle it!
I've never seen someone get so excited over curry. But thank you for always favoring us. We appreciate it.
Oh, please. If the food is this delicious, with such big portions, I would come here every day if I could. That's right. The day I collapsed and went there was the start of me being a regular at this lunch cafeteria, Tamawari. I found my bag and the contents of it, and I somehow found a part-time job too. I was able to return the money that I borrowed, and everything was great.
Yes, the stamina ramen coming right up. Please wait a few minutes.
Ah, this is so nice. She's so bright and positive and kind. She really is like an angel. Just looking at her smile full of love makes my heart full. I can only get 2 bowls of curry in my stomach. Well, that should be more than enough to eat, shouldn't it? Mr. Nabekura? What about the kitchen? The customers are slowly leaving, and the time is the time. I'm taking a little break. Oh, now that I look around, the restaurant had emptied out around me. I was too focused on my food and on Miss Nanoka, so I didn't notice. As usual, you didn't notice. Do you like our food that much? Yes, well, of course. It's this delicious and this cheap. And on top of that, the food comes out so fast. That's a given. That's the 3 foundations of a lunch cafeteria. Cheap, fast, delicious. All of our customers, they come here in between work or during their breaks, or on their way home. And our restaurant is here to satisfy those people's stomachs and hearts. To satisfy your customers' stomachs and hearts? Yeah, that's right. This isn't an expensive restaurant here. We have a certain customer base. It's not a place to force your flavors onto the customer. You provide the customer with what they want. Well, I'm only stating the obvious. I never once thought about that before. I just always thought that the food I made was the best. And the end goal, perhaps I'm not actually fit to be a chef after all. No matter how many restaurants I go to, there's always problems. Maybe I'm lacking the most fundamental part that's required of being a chef. But every time I was in my head, Miss Manoka and her father would always warmly welcome me there. Watching the 2 of them embody those 3 fundamentals of a cafeteria and work so hard for their customers, eventually, I started to be dazzled by them. However, not long after that. Closed? Due to sudden illness of the owner? Wait, Mr. Nabekura! I wonder if he's okay. And Miss Monoka, too! They didn't have much staff, and the restaurant was essentially run by the 2 of them. I was instantly overcome with a bad feeling, and that bad feeling was about to be correct in the worst possible way. Oh, it's finally open today. They're open. I see. Mr. Nabekura must have made a recovery. Yes? Excuse me? Wait, what's this? What is this? Something's wrong. This is exactly lunchtime. The seats should be full, but the place was completely empty. Are they taking a break? But there's no way that's the case. I'm sure the sign was up outside.
Welcome to... Oh, Mr. Nanami.
What on earth is going on? Like this, at lunchtime?
It is strange, isn't it? I just can't do it alone anymore, and...
Wait, Miss Monoka? What? Your dad is still in the hospital?
Yes, apparently it's a bit of a difficult surgery, and including the physical rehabilitation, it's going to be a very long time before he's discharged. But we can't keep the restaurant closed forever. And I need to earn money for the medical expenses too. But with only my 2 hands, I just can't get the same flavors out that my dad does, and
that bandage?
I was practicing how to cook the dishes earlier, and I got a really deep cut by accident. And then I've been left with some after effects. If I'm just carrying things, then it's fine. But things like heavy pots and knives are... And the cherry on top, I even caused a kitchen fire. And all the recipes that my dad left behind, I accidentally burned.
I could see the exhaustion all over her face. She had dark bags under her eyes as well. I can only imagine that she's not getting any proper rest these days. With that hand, even the prep for the cooking would take a long time. The red, swollen fingertips were proof of that, and just looking at them made me overwhelmed with an uncontainable feeling.
Even though I tried to remember and copy the dishes, the flavors are terrible. And I make the customers wait a long time too, and then they all stopped coming, and even though I'm trying to hire someone to help, nobody has come, and I just don't know what to do anymore. Even though I promised my mom that I would support Dad in her place. But even then, I just can't do Tamawari alone. I can't even protect my mom and Dad's restaurant.
I'm really sorry, Miss Monoka. If you'll excuse me.
Mr. Nanami? That's the kitchen there.
On top of excusing me, one more thing. I want you to show me the kitchen. I promise I won't do anything bad. This order, and these ingredients, I see. So that's what that means.
Mr. Nanami? Did you figure something out?
I knew it. Your dad really is amazing. He takes 1 or 2 modifications, and that's why even with those cheaper ingredients, he can make it work like this. There!
You're so fast! You have no hesitation with the knife, and your cooking moves are so smooth. Mr. Nanami, who are you? This is it! My dad's curry!
I knew it. That slight bitterness that goes with a sweet curry, in order to deepen the flavors of the roux, your dad was putting in a touch of instant coffee. Instead of throwing away the vegetable cutoffs, he was boiling them into a broth. It takes a lot of time, but by doing that, you can avoid wasting any ingredients.
You were able to see through all of it just by tasting with your tongue?
No, but it's not perfect yet. I can usually replicate dishes that I've tasted myself, and from the list of ingredients, I can figure out the general proportions. But it's not like I've had all of the dishes at this restaurant before. In that case, there is a limit to my imagination.
What?
And that's exactly why I need your help. You've been watching your dad by his side, and you've tasted his food more than anybody, because it's you, Miss Monoka. I will be your hands and fingers instead.
Mr. Nanami.
Will you let me help you? To protect the flavors of this restaurant? This is the least I can do. For you guys, who saved my life that day.
Yes! Please! Thank you!
From that day forwards, we started our grand plan to get customers back to Tamawari. How's that?
I feel like the miso is a little bit too thick.
I stewed it for too long. Well then, next time I'll...
Tamawari is back! Please come try us at least one time. If you bring this flyer to the restaurant, we will give you a discount on one small dish for free.
Alright, I don't know if it'll be a hit, but it's better than doing nothing. In order to have people know our flavors, this is a limited time offer. By cutting some costs, somehow we can sell it for $1. And if you add a soup...
Let's do it. Let's try anything and everything.
We sold takeaway bento boxes in front of the restaurant and handed out flyers. We started with what we could do, one by one. From the cooking to the customer engagement, we put our all into it. Oh, this is delicious! This is it! The flavor of Tamawari! And plus this portion! It's the same as when the old man was in charge! Ah, I'm so glad! One of my favorite restaurants is back to what it used to be!
Oh, the restaurants. The customers. They're coming back.
Hey now, there's no time for crying right now. The miso ramen and the omelet are about to be ready. There are customers who come here for your smile too, you know, Miss Monoka. You gotta get it together. You're the poster girl.
Yes, yes. Thank you for your patience. Wow, it's delicious! This almond rice is so fragrant in such a homely way.
Yeah, when I was putting in the ingredients, I stir-fried it with the ketchup in the pan first. It's the same with Neapolitan pasta. If you do it like this, the flavors get deeper.
I'm so happy that I get to have something so delicious as my staff meal.
I think I had it wrong all this time.
What?
I always thought that cooking should just be delicious, and that was enough. And I thought that my flavors were the best, and the one and only. And to anyone who didn't understand that, I belittled them for having no taste. And I took a lot of pleasure in that. But after I started coming to this restaurant, and I watched your dad work, I learned from his example how terrible it is to force your flavors upon people when it's not what they asked for. That's right. Customers aren't just there because they want to have my flavors when I can't see them. They come here to have the flavors of this tamawari. And that's, well, it was the same at that one restaurant too.
But I love the food that you make, Mr. Nanami.
What?
I love your flavors. There's no such thing as a taste that doesn't change. This restaurant has continued since my grandfather's generation, but over the many years, we've made a lot of adjustments to the menu, and little by little, it should have changed all this time. That's right. I think we should include a menu by you, Shohei. By adding this extra thing to the current menu, we'll be invincible.
Miss Manoka.
Thank you, Mr. Nanami. It's all thanks to you that the restaurant's customers have all come back. Truly, thank you so much.
I could feel the warmth of her gratitude through her hands. That warmth made me overwhelmingly happy and made my heart skip a beat. Why is it that her smile was this blinding? And was it always shining this much? She's so beautiful. It's the same as when I met her. No, more than that day. Her smile hits my heart even more than before. My heart was beating so loud that I was worried that she might hear how loud my heart was beating out of my chest. And I just couldn't bring myself to let go of this warmth in my hands. Oh, thank you for coming. Sir, how you feeling? You idiot, this is nothing. I can handle this easily.
Come on, stop acting so tough. You can't push yourself too much, all right?
I know.
Do you, though? If you get in trouble with the doctors and nurses again, that's not going to be my problem.
I won't push it anymore. More importantly, I'm thirsty. Can you bring me some tea or something?
This time you promised, so you better not try to sneak out of your bed again.
I guess you can't win against your daughter either. Well, she's a daughter that I got when I was already pretty old, so I just can't bring myself to fight back against her, especially because I lost my partner when she was still young. She's a good girl. You're important to her from the bottom of her heart. That's why she's worried. Yeah, I know. She's a daughter that's almost wasted on me. More importantly. Sir? I'm sorry. I caused you a lot of trouble. Please, stop that! Cut it out! I heard it all. How much you've done for Tamawari, for that girl, how hard you've been working. I just did that on my own. And plus, if you guys hadn't been so kind to me, my life would have been over a long time ago. That doesn't even amount to the gratitude I feel. You're a good guy. You really are. No wonder my daughter trusts her heart with you. I'm relieved. The surgery went fine, and the rehabilitation is steady too. I should be able to get out of the hospital soon. Hey, when that happens...
I'm back. Wait, what's the matter?
No, it's nothing. I was just saying how relieved I am that you two are getting along so well. I hope you two keep your relationship in moderation, especially since a young man and a young woman are together from morning until night.
Hey, Dad! Come on. Stop saying such weird things. I'm truly sorry, Mr. Nanami, that my dad would say something so out of line.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Are you sure?
This is awkward. I don't know what to talk about with her. Damn it, am I a middle school kid? What's wrong with me? But even still, I'm really glad about your dad. He won't have any after effects, and he'll be able to get out of the hospital soon. I guess it'll be time that I won't be needed anymore.
What?
That's right. At the end of the day, I was just taking her dad's place until he could get out of the hospital. If he's able to come back to the restaurant without any issues, then there's no reason for me to be at the restaurant anymore. Why is this? The moment I realized that, I felt a sharp pain deep in my heart, and I couldn't help but feel sad about it. Well, if possible, I would be happy if you guys could keep me hired for a little bit longer. You know, in this day and age, I can't find another job that easily. It's not like me either. I just couldn't bring myself to say that I would be leaving this restaurant. And before I knew it, my mouth was moving to try to cover it up.
You're right. It is going to take a little bit more time before my dad can come back to the workplace anyway. Look, there's somebody standing in front of the restaurant. Pardon me, today is our day that we're closed.
Oh, is that so? But actually, this works out better. I came here to talk to the man standing next to you, miss. Mr. Kayaku? Long time no see, Nanami. You look like you're doing well. I was shocked. Standing there was the chef and my senior colleague from the restaurant I was working at previously, Mr. Kayaku. I haven't seen you since you got into a fight with the head chef and got kicked out of that restaurant. You're looking very refreshed and happy. Pardon me, even though this was your day off, you not only let me into your restaurant, but you're giving me food.
It's our pleasure, because you're Mr. Nanami's senior colleague after all. I will be over here, so please enjoy your time.
I'm sorry, Miss Monoka. Yeah, delicious. You've become a really good chef. What is it, coming out of nowhere? I saw your social media, and I actually came to secretly eat at this restaurant before. I was shocked. The old you had the bad habit of believing that your flavors were the only flavors that could exist, and tried to force it upon the customers. But look at you now. You've grown a lot, Nanami. You seem a lot more relaxed, too. And your guard isn't up anymore. No matter where you go now, I'm sure you could work anywhere. Sir? Listen, Nanami. I'm going to be independent now. I'm going to open my own restaurant. And I'm looking for talented chefs to join me there. I came here to scout you. Please. I want you to come to my restaurant as my right-hand man. And I promise to welcome you with a very beneficial package. No way. But I'm not saying immediately. You still have time. So take your time to think about it. A few days later. Wow. This really is the best. The smell of this restaurant, isn't it? I can't relax if I don't smell this air. Congratulations on your discharge from the hospital, Mr. Nabekura. Please, let me make you something to celebrate. I know, how about the curry? Hey, did something happen? You're acting kind of strange. You're even talking so formally to me of all people. That's not the case at all. I'm just really excited that you were safely able to come back to the restaurant, sir. I want you to come to my restaurant as my right-hand man. I can't do this. Ever since then, Mr. Kayaku's words wouldn't get out of my head. No matter how much I slept and woke up, I couldn't calm down. What's the matter with me? When there shouldn't be anything to contemplate here. His restaurant is definitely going to be top class. And there, I'll get to be his chef de cuisine. That's a job offer of my dreams.
I think that you should accept it. That offer that you have.
Miss Monoka? Wait a minute. Were you listening to my conversation with...
I'm very sorry. I couldn't help it but eavesdrop. But what an amazing offer! You're going to be the right-hand man to an executive chef at a high-end restaurant, right? There's nothing for you to debate about. If it's this restaurant, we're fine now. My father has returned, and I think I've gotten a little bit better at cooking myself too. You're an amazing chef after all, Mr. Nanami. So you should be working at a place much more suitable for you than a place like this.
At that moment, I saw it. I couldn't help but see it. Even though she was looking at me with a warm smile, I could see a small tremble on her shoulders.
We have to tell everyone everywhere what an amazing chef you are. The seasoning is amazing. It's delicious, and exactly what my father's flavors are. Thank you very much, Mr. Nanami. Truly, thank you. Mr. Nanami?
I want to stay at this restaurant. From now on, in this kitchen, I want to continue making the flavors of Tamawari. I want to continue seeing the faces of the customers that love the food here. By your side, Miss Monoka.
You can't, because I can't get... There's nothing I can do for you.
That's not true at all. The most important flavor to me is something that only you can complete. Please smile, Miss Monoka. Ever since that day, when you saved me on the street, ever since then, more than anything, that smile of yours has fulfilled my heart until now.
Mr. Nanami, Shohei, please don't go. I don't want you to go anywhere.
I won't. Thank you, Shohei. A few years went by from there.
Welcome to Tamawari.
Aw, look at you. You've gotten so big. You look just like Shohei back in the day.
Oh, Mr. Kayaku, welcome. Listen to this, mister. I can make a specialty curry all by myself now.
Wow, that's amazing. I would love to try that one then.
It's super delicious. Even Grandpa complimented it.
Look at you. I guess the restaurant won't have any problems with the next generation then.
Yeah, I'm going to be a chef just like my dad. And I'm going to make this restaurant bigger and bigger.
Is that so? Well, I can't wait to see that. Sheesh, that big attitude. Who does he think he is? I wonder who he got that from.
Well, who do you think it could be?
Are we that much alike?
Let's see, you're exactly alike. From that big attitude to your obsession with cooking, too. And the people-loving, kind side of you that can't leave anyone in trouble alone. My favorite part of you, too. Tokisada, it turns out I'm moving overseas tomorrow, so we won't be able to see each other anymore from now on.
I see. My first reaction to the sudden news of her leaving was not sadness, but shock.
That's why there's something I want to ask of you. I want you to be my fiancé.
What's a fiancé?
It's the person I'll marry when I grow up. I want to be your wife for the future because I like you so much, Tokisada.
So that's what it is. Sure, I'll be your fiancé. I really like you too, Sayaka.
I'm so happy. I'll definitely be back someday. I'll come back just so I can meet you again. So when the time comes, we'll get married. Promise, right?
Yeah, I promise. On that fateful day, the entire school was buzzing with talk of the new transfer student. Hey, apparently the new girl will be transferring into our class.
I heard that she's super gorgeous.
Seriously? Man, I might just try my luck if that's true. Meanwhile, I, Tokisada Konishi, senior at St. Alice High School, was simply staring blankly into space within all the commotion. Could I have your attention, everyone? The moment our homeroom teacher entered the classroom, everyone immediately perked up and looked over. The transfer student will be introducing herself to you now.
It's nice to meet all of you. I'm Sayaka Koda. I've been living abroad until recently, and I haven't been back to Japan in a long time. There's a lot that I still have to get used to, so I would appreciate any help I can get. I'll be counting on you.
The instant our eyes met, the beautiful transfer student flew over to me in a flash.
Tokisada! You're Tokisada, aren't you?
Saying that, she engulfed me in a sudden embrace. Her unexpected action set off a rumble of astonishment throughout the classroom. What do you think you're doing?
I just couldn't help myself. Never dared to think we'd be reunited so soon.
Oi, Konishi! What exactly is going on here? Explain yourself!
Koda, you're friends with Konishi? We made an oath to each other when we were young that we would get married.
This time, an even louder uproar broke out among our classmates.
You ass! You never told us that you had such a cute fiancé by your side all along! If you're engaged, does that mean you've already done all the things adults do?
I'm sorry, but I don't know you. You've got the wrong person.
Huh? But you're Tokisada, right?
Then I'm the wrong Tokisada.
Could it be that you forgot about me?
How can I when I never knew you in the first place?
But...
And I know you have a lot to get off your chest at this long-awaited reunion, but you're going to have to do it later. Settle down, everyone. We'll be starting class now. I spent the rest of the day walking on eggshells after this incident turned my peaceful school life upside down. After school, I made my way home in a daze. Thanks to that new transfer student, I've been peppered by a seemingly endless number of questions, and I was even forced to spend my lunch break hiding from the masses. Man, there goes my peaceful high school existence. For the time being, let's just avoid the classroom during breaks.
Tokisada...
Well, since when were you here? Does she have an invisibility cloak or something? Or maybe she's a descendant of a ninja?
Let's go home together, Tokisada.
No. I ignored her in walking. However, she followed every step I took. I've got to lose her somehow. I raised my walking speed, but that didn't manage to shake her off, so I walked even faster. And the result of that was, I give up.
Oh, are we done racing?
What kind of monster is this woman? How isn't she out of breath? I even took a long detour to try and tire her out.
I make sure to train every day after all in order to become a bride worthy of you, Tokisada.
Ugh, can she read minds too? No way, she's a psychic, right? Say, Koda.
Please, call me Sayaka. That's what you did in the past.
And I told you that guy wasn't me.
How could you? We loved each other so much, but now you won't even call me by my first name.
She dropped to her knees and burst into tears.
Look, he made a girl cry, and she's such a cute girl too. He must be a real jerk.
Is that a St. Alice uniform? Maybe we should report this to the school.
What the heck? Why do I have to reporting just for refusing to call you by your first name? I didn't even do anything. I get it was my fault. I'll do what you want, so stop crying already.
If so, please remember to call me Sayaka from now on.
Her face lit up in the blink of an eye. She had me in the palm of her hand from the beginning. Sayaka, I've said this before, but I'm really not the one you've been looking for.
No, I'm certain that you're my fiancé.
And how are you so sure?
You feel the same as Tokisada in my memories. That's not something that easily changes no matter how old you get. There's no helping it if you really can't remember me. Simply have to replace the old memories with the new ones. It's just a matter of making you fall in love with me again. After all, I'm confident that my feelings for you are second to none.
I was sucked into the ocean of her crystal clear blue eyes, and I heard the thunderous sound of my own heartbeat echoing in my ears. I wanted to look away, but for some reason, I couldn't make the slightest movement. Suddenly, Sayaka's expression softened. In that moment, it felt like I was released from a trance I didn't even know I was under.
That's why I won't hesitate in my courtship of you from now on. It'd be best if you were prepared.
It had only been a month since Sayaka transferred in, but she had quickly gained quite the reputation in the school. In addition to her beauty, she was also exceptionally smart and had excellent athleticism. On top of all that, she had an easygoing personality and gets along well with everyone, truly the ideal woman in everyone's eyes. As a person who she's calling her fiancé, I became sort of a celebrity in the school too, but not in a good way. I got most of the troublesome stuff over with in the beginning, but the real problem came afterwards. Slowly but surely, our classmates started to view Sayaka's relentless hounding of me as a courageous pursuit of love. By the time I realized it, we were already recognized as one of the school's official couples. As a result, here I am today too, eating Sayaka's homemade lunchbox together with her in the school courtyard. I think about how she put all that effort in just for me. Lunch is usually the one instance when I never feel right refusing her invitation. She's probably doing this on purpose, knowing exactly what I'm thinking. But the lunchbox itself is always delicious, so I'm thankful for that at least. Hey Sayaka, sorry to be blunt, but what do you see in me anyway? Someone on your level isn't exactly lacking for options. Rather than focusing all your attention on a person like me who has no interest in dating, wouldn't it be better to just go for one of them? Sayaka slowly shook her head.
Ever since what happened when we were children, I decided that you were the only one I would ever marry.
What are you talking about?
Back then.
Although Sayaka's an absolutely flawless beauty now, a long time ago, she was a timid and awkward little girl. Because of that, she never fit in with the crowd and was constantly being picked on and even bullied.
You're the one that saved me, Tokisada. Even though you were outnumbered, you did your best to protect me from the boys who were trying to bully me. You continued fighting for me even though you were covered in wounds, and didn't stop until you chased them away. And then you turned around and said to me, I'll always be there for you from now on, so don't cry. That was how we first became friends and started playing together. And you brought me around and showed me a lot of new places too. It was then, while spending all that time together with you, when I fell in love with you. That was the first time I had thought that I wanted to be your girlfriend and marry you when we grow up. That was the reason I resolved to work hard to become a woman worthy of you. Do you not remember any of this as well?
I have no memory of it at all. In the first place, I was never someone that could pull off that kind of heroic stunt.
That's not true.
Sayaka raised her voice so sullenly that it startled me.
I apologize for shouting, but the Tokisada from my childhood is undoubtedly the person standing in front of me right now. I don't have any evidence for it. In my heart, I know that that's the case. To be honest, I don't think it's necessary for you to be so persistent about me being your fiancé. From my point of view, it's a silly. Like, what the heck does being a fiancé mean anyway? Can I eat it?
Tokisada, you mean the lunchbox isn't enough for you and you want to try eating me too? I choked so hard, the rice grains flew out of my mouth. What on earth is this girl saying? It wasn't even remotely where the conversation was going. I thought I was supposed to be speaking to the most talented woman in St. Alice. Her brain taking a vacation or something? You had a thing to say.
Please, rest assured. I thought something like this might happen, so I made sure beforehand that we were not alone.
That's not...
But I don't think we'll have enough time if we begin now, so how about doing it after school?
But what the hell are you saying? I wasn't asking for that.
That's too bad. I'm confident I would have been able to perform to your satisfaction.
This is getting out of hand. My heart feels like it's gonna beat out of my chest. Even though I had no intention of getting interested, the exact opposite was happening. I felt an indescribable feeling spread throughout me. At night, even while lying still in my bed, my mind was racing a mile a minute. I was thinking about Sayaka. Somewhere along the way, I'd started to care about her. I can't let it go on like this, but I'll do something. These budding emotions weren't something I wanted. Looks like I have no choice but to snip them off at the root. In the midst of the deep dark night, I made my decision. The next day after school, I called Sayaka out to the garden at the back of the school.
What did you want to talk about, Tokisada? Oh, could it be that you want to put what we spoke about yesterday into action? Honestly speaking, this is so sudden. I don't know if I'm ready to do it. But if it's what you want...
No, it's not that. There's something I have to tell you. The truth is, I'm engaged to someone my parents have decided for me.
Huh?
My father is the owner of a small factory in our town. The company has been running smoothly for the most part ever since I was little, but it's taken a hit because of the recent economic downturn. Right when that happened, CEO of a major company, one of our biggest clients, approached us with a proposal of an engagement between our two families. It was an obvious ploy to try to absorb our company into his own. However, if we refused and lost his patronage, with the state of our finances we're in, we wouldn't have been able to avoid bankruptcy. For that reason, we were forced to accept his offer, if only for the sake of protecting the livelihood of our employees and their families. Of course, this was never something my father wanted for me, I know that. If I don't do this, our employees who gave their all for us will be left out in the cold. That's why I personally went to my father and offered myself as tribute, because I understand his anguish and his pain. It hurts me as much as it does him. So I can be your fiancé, not now nor in the future. I'll be inheriting the factory from my father someday, and I won't be that person who abandons my employees for my own well-being. I've already decided. I'm gonna marry that CEO's daughter and see this through to the end. Now that you know the situation, please give up on me.
I understand. If that is the strength of your resolve, I could only withdraw without causing more of a fuss.
Sayaka turned on her heel and ran away from me. In that split second, I saw tears drop from her eyes. I'm sorry. With an aching pain deep inside my heart, I watched as she disappeared out of my sight. A few days after that, I went to a meeting with my fiancé with my father. Our first meeting was in middle school, so this will only be the second time we're seeing each other face to face. From the little I know of her, I felt my heart and my footsteps grow heavier and heavier. On the way there, I lost count of the number of times Sayaka's crying face sprang up in my mind. You can't do this! You can't think about Sayaka anymore! No matter how many times I repeated this to myself, it only made me think of her that much more. Ultimately, my inner conflict persisted all the way to the venue where we were having the meeting. I'm gonna see Mr. Nishimura and discuss the future arrangements. Okay? I'm sorry, Tokisada. I know how painful this is. Don't apologize. This is something I decided myself. When I entered the room, my fiancé, Kanako Nishimura, was already sitting at the table. She didn't bother to hide her blatant disdain upon seeing me.
It's been a few years since I last saw you, but your face is still as boring as ever, I see. And it's annoying, too.
Quietly, I took my seat opposite her.
You should know that even if we do get married, it'll only be for formality's sake, so don't get any strange ideas. You're my servant and nothing more. Of course, that means you'll have no freedom and rights of your own. Your only role is to serve me, just like how a carriage horse serves its master. Get it? In the first place, why does someone like me have to get married to a simpleton son of a bottom-feeder company? My sister got married to a hot millionaire. Just what was Daddy thinking?
My response was to look at her in silence. To be honest, the only thing I wanted was to get this over with and go home as soon as possible.
What's with that rebellious attitude? How dare you? If you keep this up, I'll tell Daddy you bullied me. That wouldn't be a good look for you at all, would it? So get down on your knees and beg for my forgiveness like the dog you are.
My fist trembled imperceptibly under the table. Calm down, I have to calm down. If I lose it here, everything I've done until now will have been for nothing.
On second thought, just kneeling isn't enough. I want you to kiss the floor.
Right when those words left her mouth, the door burst open.
Hold it right there! Be prepared to face my judgment, you arrogant cow!
Sayaka, why are you here?
I'm here to inform both of you that as of right now, your engagement is no longer in effect. In exchange for the financial terms we offered him, the father of this woman had agreed to annul your engagement. From now on, my family will give your father's factory all the business you want and any other support you might need, so you don't have to worry anymore.
Who are you barging in out of the blue and spouting all this nonsense?
Oh, are you sure you want to speak to me like that?
What the heck? You should shut up and listen to your superiors instead of continuing to say random things. I believe such a ridiculous story anyway.
If you have any doubts about what I'm telling you, I suggest you ask your father directly. It seems he just arrived now.
Daddy, you have to help me.
The bitch over there suddenly interrupted us.
Watch your words, you stupid girl. I apologize for my daughter's behavior. Please forgive us.
Daddy, why are you lowering yourself for someone like that?
I don't remember raising you to be such an idiot. This young lady standing here is the daughter of the CEO of Coda Conglomerate. This young lady standing here is the daughter of the CEO of Coda Conglomerate.
Huh? Like, Coda Conglomerate? You don't mean Japan's #1 richest company?
Mr. Nishimura, from my point of view, your daughter's upbringing and decorum leaves so much to be desired. Also, I've heard your overly forceful management practices have caused many inconveniences to your subtractor companies.
That's...
Well, because you are willing to accept my request without any compensation, I'll reserve judgment for now. However, if news of such things reach me again, I hope you understand what will happen.
Of course, we'll rework our management policies at once.
See that you do. You should complete the process as fast as possible. Before I change my mind, that is.
I understand. I'll get on it right away. Come on, we're leaving. The Nishimura's booked it out of there like their lives depended on it.
Oh, seriously! The woman made me so angry! Does she think she is saying such things to you? If there wasn't anyone else around, I would have whooped her ass!
Sayaka's words and actions had already far exceeded all my imagination, and all I could do at this point was chuckle awkwardly.
Did I really? How undignified. I've never been so embarrassed. Tokisada, please forget everything I just said.
No, I'm sorry, but I don't think I can. The contrast with your usual self was just too jarring.
You're mean, Tokisada.
She kept up the whole angry chipmunk aesthetic for a while, but soon returned to her normal demure demeanor.
You're a free man, Tokisada. Now you can choose the path that you truly want to take in life. Oh, I won't use this incident to pressure you into marriage, so please, don't worry about that.
Sayaka.
Please don't say any more. Even if you agree to marry me under the current situation, I feel like you'd only end up resenting me for it. That's not the future I want for either of us. That's why I'm putting an end to this once and for all. I'll be moving abroad soon, but I wish you happiness no matter how far away I am. Goodbye, Tokisada.
Sayaka quietly walked away. In that moment, before I realized it, my body had moved and I was suddenly hugging her from behind.
Please, let go, Tokisada. If you do something like this, I'll get the wrong idea again.
No, I won't let go. I don't want to let go. Now we're finally able to meet again. I tightened my hold on her.
Tokisada, do you perhaps...
Yeah, I was lying when I said I didn't remember you. The truth is that I never forgot you, even for a moment. I was so happy when I saw you again. The truth is that I wanted to talk more to you before everything became a huge mess. I want to go out with you and have fun just like we did in the past. I know I'm a selfish asshole for only telling you all this now, but I love you, Sayaka.
Tokisada, with what just happened, I honestly find it hard to believe what you're saying.
That's understandable.
So, instead of your words, I want you to show me the truth with your actions.
Sayaka slipped out of my arms and turned around to face me.
If you really love me, please make me yours in both body and soul, right here, right now.
Sayaka! The intense emotions I've been holding back for long burst out of me. I pulled Sayaka into my arms with all my might. It's been several years since then. After I graduated high school, I took over the factory from my father and became its new CEO. There's still a lot I need to learn, but with the support of Sayaka, my father, our employees, and the people around me, I've somehow managed to pull through the hardest part of it. And 1 year after that, a long-awaited day finally came. Sayaka, you're beautiful.
You're so handsome too, Tokisada. I'm falling in love with you all over again.
Really?
Tokisada, I will continue loving you for as long as we both shall live. I only ask that you love me as much as I do you.
Of course I do. I'll never stop loving you. Her innocent face lit up in joy. Looking at our intertwined hands, I know for sure that there is only unending happiness on the path ahead of us. We're bound together by over 20 years of shared memories and true love after all. Yes, this isn't the finish line. It's just the start of our latest adventure. As long as Sayaka is smiling beside me, our happiness will be never-ending. This is what I believe.
Hello there. I'm at an Omiai right now. My parents couldn't wait any longer. They don't think I can find a partner on my own. That's why they set this thing up. My Omiai partner is the daughter of some guy one of my father's colleagues knows, so she's pretty much a stranger. I'm Taiki Miyagawa.
I'm Kane Yamauchi.
I knew she was pretty since they showed me a photo beforehand, but she was far more beautiful than I had expected in person. However, it doesn't matter if my Omiai partner is gorgeous or not. What I mean to say is that I won't end up with her. She may be smiling to be polite, but I know she's disappointed inside. I'm a nobody, a loser with nothing to be proud of. I'm sure I'm 10 times a loser from what she expected. She would never go for me.
Is it?
Huh? Hey, Taiki, I get it. She's gorgeous. But don't stare at her like that. Damn it, Dad! You're the one who's practically drooling over how pretty she is?
What do you usually do for fun?
Oh, for fun? Well, I like to take walks.
Take walks.
Yes, I enjoy taking photos while walking.
Doesn't that mean photography is your hobby?
I take photos with my phone. That's not exactly photography. What about you, Yamauchi-san?
I guess reading.
What do you read?
Dazai and Akutagawa, but Kenji Miyazawa is my favorite. Do you like to read Miyazawa-san?
Nah, not at all. I think the last time I read a book was when I was in university.
Oh, I see.
The Omiai continued like that. The atmosphere was almost unbearable. I could feel myself failing one topic after the other. On our way home from the Omiai, Taiki, I understand you were nervous, but your behavior was unacceptable. What was I supposed to do?
She seemed like such a nice girl.
It's hopeless. You won't be getting any grandchildren from me.
You're right. I guess our family history will end with you, Taiki.
I could have acted better, but that would have been faking it. I can't keep up an act for the rest of my life. She's out of my league. I could never get a girl like her. Let's be thankful it ended before becoming a nightmare. It was my honest opinion. Yamauchi-san deserved better than me. But to my surprise, Yamauchi-san's family contacted my parents a few days later. Taiki, you did it! It's a freaking miracle!
This is unbelievable! How is this even happening?
Huh? What is it? Did you win the lottery or something? I hope they did. That way I can quit my job and live the rest of my life in peace. No, idiot! The Omiai! I thought I told you to give up on that. I'm not telling you to go on another one. Yamauchi-san called. She wants to see you again. What? She said she would love to take a step forward in the process with you. This is your last chance at marriage, Taiki!
I can't wait to meet my grandchildren.
My parents were overjoyed. They didn't realize how stumped I was. I couldn't wrap my head around it. There must have been some sort of mistake. I somehow convinced everybody the marriage could wait. Yamauchi-san became my fiancé. It was the right decision. My relationship with Yamauchi-san was brief, but I could tell we weren't right for each other. The truth was, I didn't believe Kanae-san when she said she liked me. There must have been some other reason. I mean, how could she? If I were her, I would avoid me. I wouldn't find a single thing attractive. I'm sure there's an explanation for this. It can't be about money, because my family isn't wealthy, but no matter how hard I thought about it, I couldn't solve the mystery. Kanae-san and I agreed to meet once every 2 weeks to go on a date.
Oh, Taiki-san.
I'm sorry, Kanae-san. Did I make you wait long? I arrived at our meeting point 3 minutes late. I know it's not much. I wanted to see how she would react, to see if she would show her true colors. Now that I think about it, I guess I should have made her wait for at least an hour if I wanted to see her true reaction, but I couldn't do that to her. I'm too chicken. I feel awful about making her wait an extra 3 minutes. I would die of guilt if I made her wait an hour.
No, not at all. I'm glad you're here. I was worried you were in an accident or something.
Oh, no, I'm fine.
I could see that. I'm relieved to see you're well.
Yeah, the guilt.
Where would you like to go today?
How about an aquarium?
Are you talking about the one in the next town over?
Have you been before?
Nope.
You don't have to lie to me. You have, haven't you?
Well, yes. A few times.
Okay, we can go somewhere else then.
Oh,
What is it?
it's nothing.
Is there anywhere else you would like to go?
Nope, I'm fine with anything.
I see. Well, we can grab a cup of coffee and chit-chat, then we'll go home.
Huh? Well,
I mean, we have nowhere else to go, right? None of our dates were enjoyable. Not one. So, a fiancé. Are things going well between you guys? What? Is that bad? What the hell, man? Well, we go on a date once every 2 weeks. Hey, that's good. Where'd you go? I suggested we go to an aquarium the last time we met. Okay, how'd it go? We didn't. We had a cup of coffee and then went our separate ways. Wait a second. How did that happen? Well, Kanae-san told me she had already been to the aquarium. Taiki, you're such a moron! Huh? That's unacceptable! How could you do that to her? I bet your fiancé was furious after that. Nope, she didn't seem upset. Seriously? Wait, what do you guys usually talk about? The weather and stuff. That's old people talk, dude. We also talk about stock prices and our views on politics. I would hate to have to go on a date with you. That's horrible. But they're all important issues. She must be head over heels, crazy about you. She would have dumped you otherwise. Nah, it's not like that. She's super pretty. I still don't understand why she would want to spend time with me. But she shows up at every date, right? Yep. You keep in touch? Not really. I mean, we text to decide where to meet and stuff. What does she see in you? I have no idea. Maybe she's doing it for the money. Yeah, the thought crossed my mind. Oh, I think we're moving in together next month. What? I don't understand. You guys barely have a functioning relationship. We have to experience living together before we get married, right? My parents are freaking out about it. They think I'll die alone if I lose this opportunity with Kanae-san. I see. There's no way she has feelings for me. She's totally out of my league. You never know, Taiki. You don't give yourself enough credit. You think so? Yeah, I really do. I'm your friend, and I'm here to say you're not as bad as you think you are. You've got some pretty good qualities. Not saying you're the most attractive guy around, but you're too hard on yourself. Are you complimenting me or insulting me? I don't know, but anything's possible. Maybe your fiance's a little weird. Maybe she sees something in you nobody else does. She could actually like you. We couldn't continue the conversation since our boss passed by. We went back to our desks and got back to work. We decided we would both move out of our parents' house and rent an apartment of our own for privacy. We picked a place located between our workplaces. Kanae-san, is this all of your stuff?
Yes, I think so.
I didn't realize how late it was. We should eat. What do you want?
Well,
We can order something or eat out. Is something wrong?
it's nothing. Let's go eat wherever you want, Taiki-san.
Are you sure?
Yep, I can eat anything. I'm not very picky.
Okay, well, how does Chinese sound?
Wonderful.
We can continue unpacking tomorrow. We can use a break.
You're right.
Come on, let's go.
Sure, let's head out.
We found a reasonable Chinese restaurant in the neighborhood. The food tasted great. I enjoyed eating there.
I did too.
Kanae-san,
Yes? What is it?
would you rather be somewhere else?
Of course not, Taiki-san. Why would you think I don't want to be here?
Well, it's just, you don't look too happy.
That's not true.
Kanae-san, to tell you the truth, I don't think I've ever seen you laugh when you're with me.
Huh?
You don't have to force yourself to be with me. If you want to call the whole thing off, please, feel free to. I would never want you to be unhappy. Just be honest with me.
I would never.
Look, I get it. We don't balance well as a couple. You're out of my league. Kanae-san didn't reply to my statement. To me, her silence acted as an answer itself. Let's go home.
Okay.
And that was the start of our life together. What is it?
How do you like how the miso soup tastes?
It's delicious. To be honest, it was too salty for me. Oh, I wanted to talk to you about tonight.
Sure. I was planning to make sweet and sour pork. Taiki-san, you like Chinese, don't you?
Oh, well, I have plans tonight. I'm going out for some drinks with some colleagues after work.
I see.
I'm sorry. I know I should have told you before.
It's okay. Will you be coming home late then?
I don't think I'll be too late, but you don't have to wait up for me. I'm sure you'll be tired. And I'm grateful for your cooking, but you don't have to go out of your way to make me meals all the time. I mean, you work as well. It must be a hassle for you to think about dinner every night.
Okay.
We had been living together for a few days. Things were still awkward between us, and it felt suffocating and uncomfortable. I had a feeling one of us would be moving out soon. There was no way Kanae-san was having fun living with me. Taiki! Are you sure you should be here? Aren't you a newlywed? We're not married yet, but it's practically marriage. You guys are living together now. You know, can you set your wedding date in spring? I gained a little weight during the winter, and I never feel like working out since it's so cold. You don't have to worry about that. We'll be breaking up soon. Aw, come on. You're still spurting nonsense like that? Well, our conversations are dull, and I have no idea what she's thinking most of the time. So that's why you left your wife behind and came out with us? I keep telling you, she's not my wife. This may not be the best advice since I've never met your fiancé, but I can tell you're distancing yourself from her, Taiki. You're not all in. You keep making excuses not to get too deep into it. I get it. You don't want to get hurt, but you might lose the best thing that happened to you if you don't step it up. I know, but is it so wrong to want to protect myself? She could break my heart. No, I understand. Everybody's terrified of getting hurt, but spending the rest of your life with somebody can't always be rainbows and unicorns. You overcome your problems together. Taiki, you're so busy protecting yourself. Have you thought about how it could be hurting your fiancé? No, I haven't. Think about it. Your fiancé could be the perfect match for you. You're a man. You should be the one showing her what life could be. You may get hurt, you may end up in tears, but that girl chose you. Nothing is worse than you being the one to break her heart. I bet you've got girls lined up to date you. I said, and I believed it. Yep. Hey, finish that drink. You should go home. I'm home.
Oh, you're back.
I'm surprised you're awake.
Yes, I'm sorry.
You don't have to apologize for anything, Kanae-san.
I could smell alcohol on you.
Yeah.
Come to think of it, I don't think we've ever had drinks together, Taiki-san.
Kanae-san, do you drink a lot?
Not at all.
I see. I didn't even know how much Kanae-san could drink. Months had passed since I first met her, but I never thought to ask her. Would you like to go out for some drinks with me this weekend?
Are you sure?
Well, that is, if you're free.
I'll go. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Oh, is that so?
Yes.
Okay, I'll look up some places and pick somewhere nice.
Does that mean we're going on a date?
Kanae-san's cheeks were slightly red as she smiled. That was the first time I hoped to find out more about her. I wanted to become closer to her. What's going on? Something's bothering you, isn't it? Yeah, I'm going on a date with Kanae-san. Why would that bother you at all? You're acting like you've never been on a date before, but you have. This isn't your first date with her. This one will be different from the previous ones. I only went on the previous dates because I had to as her fiancé. However, for the first time, I wanted to get to know her. Dude, this is all your fault. Everything you said is nagging at me. What did I say? I never nagged. You told me to be more open to her. Are you finally ready to start committing? Well, you made an undeniable point. I don't want to see her hurt because of my selfish actions. That's what jerks do. I'm proud of you. Okay, let's see what I can do to help. What are you thinking about? We're going out for some drinks, but I only know cheap izakayas. I need to find a classy place. Let's ask around for female opinions. Yo!
Hello! Senpais! Why do you both look so upset?
Well, the thing is...
I see, you have some issues.
Well, yes. I need help.
Well, I have some recommendations.
Huh? Really?
Yep.
Can you take me to one of the places during break today? I want to see the place before the actual date. Please? I'll buy you lunch.
You're buying?
Of course.
But wouldn't your fiancée be upset if she heard you took one of your kohais out for lunch?
Nah, she's not the jealous type at all. I'm sure she'll be fine with it even if I told her we ate lunch together.
Great, it's a date. Yay! Free lunch for me!
Do you want to go too? I would, but I have a feeling my meeting will take longer than usual. You guys go ahead. Okay. The restaurant my kohai took me to was amazing. The atmosphere and the food was beyond my expectation. I was sure Kanae-san would love it. I was right. Kanae-san loved the restaurant my kohai introduced me to.
Wow, this is great.
I'm glad you like it. I asked around for my colleagues' advice.
You researched for me?
Yeah, I don't have much knowledge of nice restaurants.
You didn't have to do that for me.
But we're on a date tonight.
Yes, you're right.
The food was mouth-watering, and the drinks were delicious. Plus, the conversation was flowing. Kanae-san, you have a lighter tolerance than you said you did. Oh, are you drunk? You're not turning red at all.
I'm quite sober.
No way, you're drunk, aren't you?
No, but I'm having a blast! Thank you for doing all this for me.
Great, I'll tell my kohai you enjoyed the restaurant. Maybe I should treat her to another meal to thank her.
Another meal? Oh, wait a minute. Have you been here with her before?
Yes, when she showed me the place.
So you came to a fancy restaurant with a woman?
Yes? I wasn't expecting the following events as I answered her question. I didn't realize I had stepped on a landmine.
You cheated on me! Taiki-san, you betrayed my trust!
Cheated?!
I can't believe this! I've been trying to be patient with you this whole time, but I cannot let this slide. How could you do this to me?
Kanae-san, you've had too much to drink!
I am not drunk!
Yes, she's definitely drunk.
I already know. You were obviously not invested in our relationship. I've been holding in all of my feelings because I know all I wanted was to cook for you. I wanted you to prioritize coming home to me over going for drinks with your colleagues. I wanted to go to the aquarium with you, Taiki-san. But I didn't say anything because I didn't want you to hate me any more than you already do. That's why I've been so obedient. But now I know you cheated on me. I can't bottle it up anymore.
By this time, she was wailing her heart out. I only thought babies cried so hard. Maybe the change in my heart came too late. I had already hurt Kanae-san. It broke my heart to see her break down. She'd been feeling the same way as me. We were both afraid of getting hurt. My heart had never felt such pain before. Later, I looked back and realized it was because I cared for her. She was bawling her eyes out from fear of losing me, and it struck my heart hard. I was falling in love with her. We can't get married like this. We know nothing about each other. We're basically strangers.
Huh?
That's why, Kanae-san...
No, I want to be with you, Taiki-san. I don't want to let go, ever!
I should have thought of a different way to bring up what I was about to talk about. My phrasing seemed to have caused a misunderstanding. Thank you for saying that. I feel the same way. I want to be with you, Kanae-san. Can you teach me more about you? Everything you feel, and all the thoughts going through your head? I'll share everything I feel as well. I'll tell you everything. I'll reveal everything.
Okay.
That way, we will know more about each other, and after getting better acquainted, if we both still feel the same way, I think that's when we'll be ready to take the next step. I couldn't mention marriage at that point. It would be irresponsible for me to talk about it when we weren't even at the starting line. It took more time and effort than I had expected. Our walls did not go down easily. 2 years had passed since our date at the restaurant.
Hey, you said you would come home early tonight.
I know! I'm sorry!
Taiki-kun, you're taking out the trash tomorrow morning.
Of course.
So, why are you late anyway? Are you cheating again?
As it turns out, Kanae is the jealous type. I can't believe you brought that up. That was 2 years ago, and I wasn't cheating. I was late because I had to stop by the shop for this.
Is that?
2 full years with Kanae. I can read her like a book now. My feelings continue to grow the more I found out about her, and I still feel the same way I did 2 years ago. Now, I'm finally ready to take the next step. I've been waiting for the perfect time to ask you what I wanted to say 2 years ago. Kanae, will you marry me?
Are you sure you want me?
I'm sorry for making you wait so long.
Oh, it's okay. Can you put the ring on my finger?
Yes, it looks perfect.
Thank you. I'll treasure it for the rest of my life.
And I will treasure you for the rest of mine. I made my fiancé cry again, but I don't regret it since they're tears of happiness. Kanae and I have come a long way from the beginning. Now she has my heart, and I have hers.
Thank you for watching. How was today's video? Please check out our other videos as well.